After my 5th viewing of Blade Runner 2049, I wanted to talk about Joy, and discuss whether or not she was fake or real. And there are going to be spoilers throughout this entire video, by the way. So just because Joy is a hologram in this film, we as an audience kind of think of her as less than a replicant. And in a sense, she kind of is. Replicants are more synthetic, organic beings, while Joy is simply just a CPU. However, in the Blade Runner universe, her being a CPU is not going to dictate whether or not she is real. There is a scene cut from the movie that really sums up her character in a nutshell, which is this.
I love you.
You don't have to say that.
I know.
When Joy replies, I know, it's an indicator that she has free will. However, her personality is heavily reliant on her programming, explaining why she thought Joe was a good name for Kay, and saying that he was special, telling him things that he would want to hear, as advertised on the holographic billboard. But she developed beyond the point of just saying whatever he wanted to hear. Joy cared about Kay immensely. In fact, Kay's car got blown out of the sky, and when Kay lays in the driver's seat knocked out and unconscious, she's extremely distraught, banging on the window and overwhelmed by the fact that Kay was in danger. Officer Kay buys Joy a device that lets her appear outside of the apartment, and Kay carries this device everywhere he goes. Later, when Kay is talking with other women in the film, like Mariette, the lieutenant, and Love, the circle on the device is glowing, showing us visually that Joy is listening to their conversations. However, the circle doesn't glow when Kay is talking with other men, so she is not seeing them much as a threat. And if she was a normal CPU, she wouldn't be acting on free will to listen in on these conversations. This is why Joy chose Mariette to help her and Kay have a physical relationship. Joy informs Kay that she could tell that he liked Mariette, implying that Joy was spying on their conversation. So when Joy is telling Mariette to leave the next morning, the rudeness can be misconstrued for the lack of empathy Joy has for the woman because she is a replicant. But the tonality in her voice is more from jealousy and insecurity of another woman in their apartment. Also, when Mariette is leaving the apartment, she tells Joy, you don't have as much going on up there as you think, putting her entire consciousness into question. And you can see the debate going on in her facial reactions. And just like how Joy was being belittled by Mariette, the other officers at the LAPD were saying hateful comments to Kay, calling him a skin job, making him feel inferior because he is a replicant. But the moment that we and Kay discovered that he wasn't the replicant that was born, and that the male DNA was simply created as a decoy, you can see a look of dread come across his face. Even though the emotion of the scene was much greater, it was very similar to the contemplation that Joy has earlier in the film. Just like a replicant, she wants to be real. And feeling all these emotions and contemplating their existence, it does make Kay and Joy more human. Sometime after Mariette insulted Joy, Joy wanted to be placed on the portable device, to completely detach herself from the system in the apartment. When Kay questions the safety of it, she compares it to being human, having one independent life. And Joy plays a huge role in Kay's character arc. She sacrifices herself trying to save Kay, and her last words that she says to him were, I love you. And Kay will later go on to sacrifice himself for Deckard, so that he can get back to his daughter who he loves. Joy's love helped save Deckard by showing Kay what sacrifice is. So was she real or not? I think the question of the humanity of Joy is mostly comparable to the question of Deckard being a replicant or not. But I think that her love and caring towards Kay can be considered more human than human.